What's going on, y'all? This is old Butler Carolina Crazy Outdoors. I'm really excited about doing this interview with these guys. Before we get into any of that, got some people I want to thank, man. Saltwater Ammo Company, these guys right here, they're based out of Murrells Inlet. They're awesome. They make saltwater bait, you know, lures and stuff like that. It's all handmade right here in America. You know, check their website out. Awesome stuff. Carl Kraus Tire, right here, local business, man. If you got any kind of tire issues or you want new tires, check them out. They're awesome. Twin City Concrete, if you need concrete pour, Twin City Concrete, another local business. Slab Reaper Tackle. Whenever I'm crappie fishing, they make all my jigs, skirts, and all that good stuff. And I think they even started making floating worms for bass fishing now. So definitely check out Slab Reaper Tackle on Facebook. Treyway Outdoors, check them out, man. They're another awesome company as far as making shirts to wear fishing, all that for the heat, saltwater base. Got stuff for the girls and the men, so you definitely check it out. Gator Taker hooks, love their hooks. When I'm gator hunting, I'm using Gator Taker hooks. So, man, I'm so excited. I want to thank Chris and Tucker for Veronee for doing this. Landon, Gramling, man, I appreciate y'all coming out here and sitting in 95-degree weather with me. But do y'all have anything, you know, anybody y'all want to thank before we get into this?
Well, I'd like to thank the good Lord first, because He's the one who made everything possible for us. And on behalf of that, family, we got a lot of family, a lot of people in Gilbert, you know, that just is a small hometown, but they've been questioning us and talking to us, emailing us. Not emailing us. Nobody emails anymore. Texting us, you know, and just saying, hey, we're praying for y'all. We are excited what y'all are doing. And so I just want to thank all the people of Gilbert, really, and our friends and family and stuff, you know.
That's awesome. Got my Gilbert shirt on. I'm a Gilbert alumni too, man. I love it. Gilbert sports in general are just awesome.
Yeah.
You show up now to play Gilbert, you better bring your A game.
I guarantee it.
Definitely. And you know, I appreciate everybody following my YouTube channel. Hey, if you see videos, man, comment, give me some feedback. I love interacting with y'all. It's awesome. So Chris and Tucker, man, how does it feel to be 2020 high school bass fishing world champions?
It's unlike anything I've ever felt before. It's crazy to be able to go to Wisconsin, a place I've never been before, and pull out a win up there. New body of water, I've never fished, and I get the opportunity to do that, and it's been crazy. Been a crazy experience.
That's awesome. That's what it's all about. What about you, brother?
Oh yeah, it's amazing. You drive 1,100 miles. You can't. Ain't nobody can say we had home field advantage for this one. We about as far away as it gets.
Right. Awesome, man.
But we just put so much effort, so much time into this, and it's awesome to see it all work out.
That's awesome. How'd it feel watching it unfold, man? As a dad, as a mentor.
Well, just all the time, and I ain't gonna lie, money, you know, spent and going to Wisconsin, just getting there. You know, Landon's daddy works for me, so he spent probably more time on the water with these guys than I have. Just lucky for me, his boat blew up the week before we were supposed to go on the tournament. So, you know, I got to take the boat and I got to take the boys out, and you know, we alternate back and forth with the guys, taking them fishing and all. And I ended up being able to take them to the World Championship. So to get there, to be able to sit in the boat and watch these two guys, which by the way are the best guys in the world, high school fishing. We proved it. They love it. They eat, sleep, and breathe bass fishing. That's all they do. If they're not bass fishing, they're watching it on YouTube, or they're watching it on, you know, on the internet somewhere. That's all they do. Just a while ago, me and you sitting up there talking, come down, and these boys sitting there supposed to be making a prop for us to get in this boat and come down here. You got a fishing line. Well, you know, it's all they do. I can remember back Easter morning, Tucker's in his good clothes. We getting ready to go to church. Where's Tucker? I got a picture of him on that boat ramp fishing. It's just what they do. So for me as a dad, and as a dad to this boy right here, because he eats so much, I got to claim him on my taxes. But you know, they just like my kids. So I just to sit back and watch that go down, not knowing when we go weigh in, because you don't really know till you go weigh in.
Right.
But I got some videos of that weigh-in of me pacing back and forth.
All right, so let's talk about the tournament, man. Let's go to day one, because I know y'all had a slow start.
For sure, we definitely had a slow start. In practice, actually, we hit a wing dam, which is just a long line of riprap, what they call them up there. They got a wing dam. So we hit one and broke off the skeg and messed up the prop pretty bad. So that was our first little thing we had ran into. We finally got another prop, got it back on the water. And then come day one, we were fishing probably an hour and a half in. Trolling motor stops working on us, so we got to get over that. We just got to put our heads down, put that in the back, and keep fishing. So day one was a tough one on us.
So what what'd y'all finish up with day one? Y'all like 150 something place?
We had somewhere between 6 and 7 pounds. We were like right above 150 something.
Wow.
I don't remember exactly. But
Yeah.
So you definitely got to regain your composure
Yeah,
going
for
into
sure.
day two, because that's a mental thing, man. It
Yeah.
gets you.
mhm.
You know, I used to fish a lot of bass tournaments, and I know, bro. I mean, that mental game, it'll get you. So that's awesome, And going into day two, what was it like?
I didn't have much confidence because in practice we had a lot of bites, and then just come day one, everything was shut down. It was a tough day, tough fishing. So I went into day two knowing we had to do something different, and we had a better day, not a great day, but a better day with almost 8 pounds on day two. So it gave me more confidence, but still not the confidence I needed to go into day three. So I was
Right.
still a little behind, but we're getting better, feeling better.
So was there any kind of like changes you made as far as fishing techniques to change anything?
So the first day we fished a lot of current breaks, rock kind of thing, and just couldn't get a big bite. So going into the second day, we had this creek that it was a real shallow creek. It was a lot of wood, had a little bit of grass, just kind of what we like to do, fishing shallow, fishing cover. So we were planning on going into there, spending most of our day in there and just trying to find a couple better bites. We actually started off the second day, we had like a 4-hour fog delay,
Oh man.
Yeah.
and which I guess you could say was good and bad, since we were farther back in the field that day, so we didn't have to come in until later.
Right.
We still ended up having like 5 hours of fishing, but a lot of guys only ended up having like 2 or 3,
Wow.
which I think kind of played to our favor. We ended up having a little bit better day. It still wasn't great. We had like right at 8 pounds,
Right.
but I think that's part of what helped us get that big jump. Is a lot of guys just didn't even have the
Time to
fishing
fish.
time that day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which, I mean, there's just nothing you can do about it.
Nah, it's part of the game, man. Yeah.
But they did change up as far as day 3 and 4 though.
Yeah, day
Yeah,
3 and
day
4
3 and
definitely
4
had a
were
big change. We stumbled upon a spot that we knew was there. We just haven't fished it in a while. We fished it a few in practice and didn't get a bunch of bites. Got a bite here and there on it. It was just a short stretch of bank with a seawall and some riprap on it. We pull up there on day 3 and we start throwing some jigs and some Texas rigs. And I got a bite, missed it, and you got a bite as well. And he had the gut feel and we need to throw a drop shot. He threw it, and then I think it was first cast actually caught one about 1.5 pounds.
Mm.
Didn't help us, but it showed us that we can get him to eat something else. So that gave us a little key on maybe we need to throw some more finesse bait, some smaller tactics. So that's what we really keyed into. And in 30 minutes on that spot, we had probably 10 pounds. We caught 3 fish that were pretty solid fish, put us over 10 pounds in 30 minutes right there.
Wow. Like I said, I used to fish tournaments, so I'm gonna give you a little quick story, about something I experienced. We're all from around here. I live 5 minutes from here, so I fish tournaments in this lake a lot. We had a tournament, right, literally 300 yards right there was the weigh-in. At 1 o'clock we didn't have a fish in the live well, right? I spun a prop and had to fish back that last 2 hours. Weigh-in was at 3 o'clock. From 1 to 3, I fished back to the ramp and won the tournament. So there was a point when I was like, we might win this thing. Once we got 15 pounds with 5 fish in the live well fishing back, that was my point. I'm like, we got a shot at this thing. So what point were y'all like, we might actually win this thing? We got a shot.
I'd say Friday was the third day when we stumbled on that group of fish. We caught those 3 pretty quick, and we left. We had to convince him to leave actually, but I was pretty sure that 9 pounds was probably gonna make the cut for the last day. So when we had a little over 10, we were like, we got this.
Pretty
We can
confident.
leave. And we were getting a ton of bites there. So we were pretty sure we had enough fish left for the next day.
Right.
If we could just make sure we got 2 or 3 of those 3+ bites, we could have a shot at this thing. So it was definitely felt like we had a shot after the 3rd day.
For me, it was probably, I don't know if I ever had the real feeling that we might win this thing, because we went into the 4th day, we knew the fish were there, but I knew we still had to get them to bite. And we had probably 9.5 pounds, we had 9 pounds, 6 ounces the last day, which won it. But having 11 pounds the day before, I thought it was gonna take 10 or 11 to win. So having 9 pounds at weigh-in, I was just like, I didn't think it was gonna hold up. I was nervous, I was walking back and forth, I was just freaking out. So it was last minute thing for me to like, wow, we actually win this when there was 3 boats left to weigh in, and then it was just unbelievable.
Yeah, we were like the 3rd or 4th boat to weigh in, so we had like
Oh,
I
man.
think 27
Wait,
teams
yeah.
to wait after this.
So y'all had to sit there and wait.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
crazy.
These
gosh.
two right here were freaking out the whole time. I was pretty sure we were going to be up there pretty far because we had a huge storm front come in the day before, and it was bright bluebird skies that day. It's just tough conditions. No
Oh,
matter
yeah.
how
Sure.
you look at it. And
Yeah.
You know, up until this tournament, these guys never won a tournament.
Oh, wow.
Very true.
They got a bunch of seconds, a bunch of thirds. Their first tournament, they became world champions.
Wow.
Heck of a tournament to win. for the
Oh
first
man,
time.
what you talking about? Well, I mean, one thing by the way, real quick, if you see the video moving a little bit, we're actually sitting in the boat, so it's gonna be a little bit of movement in the video. But man, one thing I want to hit on real quick, you know, you talking about being on those fish on day 3, and y'all made a decision to leave those fish and save something for day 4. That's like a very, I mean, that's like something that advanced anglers do. I mean, somebody y'all's age to be like, we need to lead this fish. I mean, a lot of people just sit there and catch. And next day, you know, you done worked on it so much, you know, and y'all made that decision to lead those fish for the next day was freaking impressive. I mean, that's like awesome stuff right there.
Well, one of the problems with the fish is that, you know, it's not a big area. Pool 8 on the Mississippi is not a very big area to
I think
fish.
it's like 20 couple miles long.
So you got 312 boats on this thing, and you got 624 fishermen throwing a rod.
Mhm.
So these fish got beat to death, you know, and these guys took it upon themselves to understand that and know, oh, we need to drop down a little bit. Start
Right.
fishing a little bit kind of a finesse style, a little bit smaller bait, slower, and that's what took a turn and made the tournament for them is changing, not
Right.
staying with the same thing. And so many people come across that stage that said, the guy would ask them, what'd you fish with? All week long, I fished a frog. Oh, we tried this, but it didn't work, so we fished a frog all week long. Or a frog and a jig all week long. You know, and these guys, they changed. They were catching fish. We caught plenty of fish. I think I would say in 4, 5, 6 days, we probably caught 250 fish. So we caught a bunch of fish, but we had to catch the bigger fish.
Right.
And that's when they decided to drop down a little bit, fish a little smaller, fish a little slower, and that's what made the difference, I think, for them.
Right, I got you. So y'all won this thing, man. So, you know, how'd it feel once you knew you had it in the bag?
It was just a different feeling knowing that we had $288,000 in scholarships offered to us. It was just mind blowing. It was crazy because I've never won a high school tournament in my life, so it was just mind blowing. The first one I win is a world championship. It was crazy. It was a feeling I've never felt before.
We all deserve it, man. How'd it feel for you?
I've told several people this. Most people that know me good know I don't get that emotional. I barely ever cry. I tell you, when they announced that last weight and it was smaller than ours, we were standing on stage. I turned around and we hugged and I just started crying. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, he looked at me and said, "Man, you know I don't cry." And he's just bawling. It was the best thing in the world.
Hey, man, it'll get you both. It'll get you.
It's something.
It'll get you. That's awesome. Well, I'm glad it worked out. So, you know, y'all too, what advice would you have for upcoming anglers, you know, just getting into bass fishing or that wants to be on a, you know, high school tournament trail?
Just hold your head high. Don't ever give up. Just if you got in your mind what you want to do, it's what really they say about it. Everything about life, about football, baseball, any sport, fishing. Just
Put your mind to it.
Put your mind to it and do it. Don't question yourself. Just you gotta have the confidence. If you don't have the confidence, you're not gonna be able to do it.
Yeah, man,
That's a
confidence is a
big
big
thing.
thing. Big
There's
thing.
a lot of people think I don't have a boat.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do this. I love to fish, but I don't have a boat. Well, I would challenge you to go find your local school, go find the coach of the local bass team, and you tell that local coach, I want to fish.
Mm-hmm.
And if you stick with it and you push forward and tell him I want to fish, he'll find you a boat to get into.
Oh, yeah.
We got several anglers in the Gilbert Bass Anglers that don't have boats. Everybody, you know, Tucker's got a boat and Landon's got a boat, but if Landon didn't have a boat, he's got to have a partner.
Right.
So really and truly, you have to have somebody that don't have a boat. It's just go and like you said, if you want to fish, go fish.
Persistent.
Yeah.
They'll let you fish. Be persistent in it, and you go tell that coach that you want to fish, and he'll find you a fish. We have the what's the one that Tony's in?
The The trail?
Yeah, the trail.
High school
The
best
South
challenge?
Carolina High School Bass Challenge.
I've donated a boat to him.
Mhm.
He's got 3 or 4 boats that are just donated boats.
Right.
So if a team doesn't have a boat, those kids can still go fish,
Right.
even if the parents can't afford a boat. Because that's something that shouldn't stop you from fishing.
Mhm.
Go fish, man. Be persistent about it, and go find a team that'll put you on that. And I think they made a statement at the tournament that the world finals, everybody is invited.
Yeah.
All you got to do is be a part of the SAF. So it's a $25 entry fee. You don't have to win a tournament. You don't have to fish a tournament. If you're a part of the SAF and you come and you pay your $25 to be a part of that, you can come to Wisconsin and you can fish and win a world championship.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what? It's coming to South Carolina.
Right here on Hartwell next year.
Lake Hartwell.
You know what? I'm glad you brought that up. So, South Carolina is going to be here next year. Does that put any added pressure on you South Carolina boys?
For sure. Being a reigning world championship, trying to defend the championship in its own is one thing, but now we're defending almost our home lake. It's just a whole different ball game. Give us a big name. I guess we got to defend.
Oh man.
The tournament director, we were on stage that day. He was asking us questions and stuff, and he made a comment about making shirts. Said something like "Come East and repeat."
Come East and repeat.
And I'm
That's
like,
good.
if that happens, I don't even.
Well, I mean, y'all won it one time, you can win it again.
For sure.
Absolutely.
You know, high school bass fishing is like one of the fastest growing sports in the country.
Mm-hmm.
And when you see, what kind of scholarship did y'all win? How much was it?
We got scholarships to 3 different schools and a scholarship to any school, but all together was $288,000.
$288,000
Yeah.
scholarship. Good Lord. So, I mean, that's a big deal, man.
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, that's huge. I mean, whoever thought that you would even hear something like that?
Bass fishing.
10 years ago, it was nothing,
Yep.
wasn't here, but now it's like big time.
Mhm.
So, Chris, any parent out there that maybe their kids don't fish, how can they get them involved into fishing and in the sport of fishing? Because not everybody is born into a fishing family,
Right.
don't have the options everybody else has.
Well, one good thing about fishing is, unlike the other typical sports of a high school, is the family can enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody can do it together.
Yeah.
So maybe you don't come from a fishing family, or maybe you don't have a boat. Your local tackle shop, which I own one, JC's Outdoors, just go in there. You don't have to buy a $200 rod and reel to go fishing.
Mhm.
All you really need is a hook. So go in there, get you something simple to start off with, and once you get that rod and reel in that kid's hand, you can tell the ones that's got the fever for it.
Right.
Once they get that fish hooked, and there's all kind of things through DNR that they hold fishing days that you can go and fish, and you don't have to have any equipment.
Right.
DNR puts out days that you can go in and have these days where your kids can go fishing for free, and go take them fishing and just see what comes of it. You never know where that obsession is going to come in, and when it comes in, like for these guys, you're talking about now that $20 rod and reel, you just got $100,000 scholarship to a school for college. I mean, come on, dude.
Right.
It's just but you gotta take your kids fishing. So I always say in all my interviews, don't send your kids fishing, take your kids fishing.
Mm-hmm.
Go with them and be there for them and watch them grow up in it and watch them enjoy it, and then hopefully one day, if you're like me, you'll get to watch them win a world championship at 16 years old. Not even really, don't even know what life is yet.
Yeah.
Don't know what really they know what that means as far as money and the college means, but they don't really know what that means.
Right, right.
You don't really understand what college scholarship means until you have to pay it back
Right.
when you're 20, 21. I never even went to college.
Yeah.
So
You
to
ain't
watch
graduate
my
high school.
son, to watch my son earn a college scholarship, man, that's huge.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
huge.
I mean, that's awesome. Y'all have already talked about how it felt to win the world championship. So, you got anything else you want to say about what it really meant to you? Because, I mean, it had to be dramatic. Because there's a lot of kids that give anything to be in the position they're in right now.
That's for y'all.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was just a different feeling. It meant just to know that, because my dad spent so much money on this trip for us. He spent money on, we're sitting in a boat right now that he's bought for us. And be able to have these scholarships and maybe save him some money finally. It means so much to give something back to him finally.
That's good, man. That's good. You know, he owns JC's Outdoors, Chris does, and you know they started a YouTube channel, and you need to check it out. It should be popping up on the screen right now. You know, definitely check it out, and you know, definitely follow them, and you know, check out what they post on YouTube, because you know they're awesome people, and they're gonna put good stuff out. So definitely check it out. Anything else y'all want to say before we cut this thing up?
We should have a tournament video coming out, shouldn't we, at some point?
It'll be on that YouTube channel.
Yep. Of this,
Awesome.
the tournament we fished.
Awesome, man. Well, look, y'all, I'm going to add to the end of this, right after this, when these men came back home. Well, you know what? I'm glad I brought that up. How'd it feel when y'all got back home and y'all had that crowd waiting to JC's Outdoors?
It was.
Man, that was unbelievable. That's like, we talked about all the support and family and everything we got back home, but that like hadn't really hit until you get home. And we're riding. We came in riding in the boat, and we got the parking lot slammed full of JCs, and everybody just giving us the support. And I had to shake so many hands that day, and a bunch of hugs. I don't know. It was amazing.
In all of our interviews, we always thank the support we had back home, but finally getting back home and driving in that parking lot and seeing the support, it was a completely different feeling. Had a whole different meaning to it.
Oh, I can imagine. Well, you know what? I'm gonna be straight up with you. I was there. That was cool, the way y'all came in there, standing in the boat with trophies 7 foot tall, and then playing We Are the Champions on y'all's intercom thing. That was awesome.
Third time it played in that trip, by the way.
I mean,
we took our trophies into Red Lobster in Wisconsin. I mean, we got all kind of videos of just things that it's just crazy. But, you know, one thing I like to add too is if you are part of a high school that does not have a fishing team, start one. There's some schools out there that don't have fishing teams.
Mm-hmm.
Well, somebody's got to be the one to step up and start a team.
Right.
So start one. There's over 800 high school bass fishing teams in South Carolina.
Golly.
800.
800.
So there should be a team in every school. If there's not, there needs to be. And also for the colleges, if you're out there in your colleges, you know, and you're watching these kids, it's a sport. It's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And like for these kids, you know, they got scholarships to Tennessee, to Kentucky, to California. I'd like to see some scholarships so they don't have to leave home in South Carolina. You know, so I'd like to see some of these colleges get on board and say, look, I don't want this talent to leave. We got Murray here, we got Lake Murray, we got this beautiful water. I want them to stay in our town, you know. So I would hope that some of these colleges will start, and the colleges are starting to come together and realize that this is an actual sport and there's a lot of money in it. So
it's big, man. It really
huge.
is. You know, but what I was getting at, you know, I got all that on video when they made their come home deal and all that, when they ride in on the boat. You know, it's a good. Chris makes a really good speech, and I mean, people that need to hear it, and it was really good. So it's going to be coming up right after this interview. But I hope next time. I mean, here's what I'm looking forward to. You know, y'all fish together a lot, right? Y'all going to continue fishing together a lot, right?
For sure.
Here's what I want to see. All right, and I hopefully, you know, one day I'll get to do this again. What I want to see is both of y'all. You're gonna love this. I want to see both of y'all wheeled in at the Colonial Life Arena in different boats against each other.
yeah,
That's what I want to see, because that would be awesome. You know, we've already had a South Carolina showdown one time, you know, and I just think that would be so neat to see y'all. You know, you're world champions now, and I want to see y'all continue to go the route y'all going. I want to see y'all dominate. You know, if you fish in college and all that good stuff, which I'm sure you will, I want to see y'all dominate. But I'm looking forward to that pro circuit whenever y'all go head to head. That will make my day.
Thank every one of y'all for coming out. I love y'all. Y'all didn't know that. This is still crazy, but yeah, this is amazing. Thank y'all for coming out. I don't think it's kicked in for either of us yet. That we really did bring it home to y'all. I want to say thank y'all for all the support y'all gave us, and we love y'all for coming out. You want to say something? Anybody wants to say anything? I think it's a good day to be in Gilbert, America.
You know, I look at these two young men here, especially this one over here. Just years ago, he was about this high. Daddy cutting my grass. Told me they were going to be moving to Gilbert. I said, Gilbert? I said, well, there goes my fishing partner. But Chris and I tell everyone that if it wasn't for Chris Gramling, we wouldn't have a South Carolina High School Bass Talent Tournament trail. He got me back into bass fishing when I had no interest in bass fishing. I told him one afternoon, I said, hey, I'm going to start a bass fishing trail. He said, good luck. I appreciate Chris all and his family has done to get me back into sport. But what drives me to do this is this right here. Each and every one of our anglers in the South Carolina High School Bass Challenge, the PBC Tournament Trail, being able to go from a high school coach, which I still am, the director of the High School Bass Challenge, as well as the state director. But regardless of what affiliation we are, it's a great day to look at these young men and call them world champions. South Carolina is enriched in a lot of great talent. We have over 800 teams in South Carolina competing on the high school level. That is absolutely amazing, and I get to lead it up. I'm having just as much fun as each and every one of them. In 2017, South Carolina became the BASS National Champions in South Florence High School, out of the South Carolina High School Bass Challenge. Last year, we took both high school and both junior positions at the state championship, again out of the South Carolina High School Bass Challenge. And today it is my honor to thank Chris and Chris for all that you do behind the scenes and to welcome you home, Landon and Tucker, as the 2020 TBF World Champions. I've had a kick out of watching Chris all over the last few days with all these championship problems. But I think the only problem is there was 311 teams that didn't get to bring this home. And I want to thank your commitment, not only to the trail as a partner, but for what you do for these kids, what you do for Chris and his family, and all of JC's Outdoors. This is a lifetime achievement. Now they can go to school and say, hey, I'm a world champion. And it may not have settled in, young men, but you know what? You own the top of the world. And may God bless you in all ways with it. Be humble. Do as you're supposed to do with your schooling and at home. Because you know what? We're getting ready to start back another season. Now it's time to get your mind set, enjoy this, soak it up, and be ready to go. Again, congratulations. And thank you to each and every one of you that come out and support these kids. And that's what it's about. This is what drives me to do what I do. My grandson over here is fishing this year. And, you know, this is a privilege for him to be here to see all of this. And again, thank you so much, Chris. Thank you so much, buddy.
Again, thank all y'all for the support. It's been a long road. It's been a long challenge. It's actually been about 3 weeks. Me and Chris took the boys up a couple of weeks ago to Wisconsin, which is a long, long drive. We fished for 3 or 4 days. We came back. We were home for a week, and we went right back up there we fished 8 days straight. 4 days practice and 4 days for the tournament. 8 days straight. And for an old fat guy, that's a lot of fishing. My ears got burnt, nose got burnt. We tore up the boat motor. You can still see the bottom motor's gone. That 5 new prop while I was up there. That trolling motor's not even mine. That's Chris Gramling. Electronics cut off on us a couple times. We just had so many problems. But these guys persevered. They didn't get down. They didn't say, we can't do it. After the first day, we were 151st, which is still half the field, but we was 151st. They climbed 101 spots the next day to 50th. The third day, everybody went back to 0, and they waxed the field with 11 pounds, 9 ounces. They won the third day, which was the semifinals. And then the fourth day, they went back again and beat the whole field again with 9 pounds. So 2 out of the 4 days, these guys beat 312 other boats. not anglers, boats. That's 624 people in a tournament, y'all. We want to make a big deal because we want you to understand that you that have kids that may not want to play football, may not want to play baseball, they may not be good at basketball. Zucker can't run. Zucker's the mama. You can't run. But all he's got to run is from the back of the boat to the front to get the net for landing. And then they can make a team. Y'all, fishing's the real deal. It is the fastest growing high school sport in the country. Fishing. Bass fishing. So I want y'all to understand that. Go back, tell your friends, tell your families, tell your students that you're around. Fishing. Get into fishing. They had $262,000 in scholarships, $268,000 in scholarships offered to them the same day they won the tournament. Take that in for a little bit. How many of us parents, I'm included, chase your kids around day after day, weekend after weekend, missing all kinds of stuff, trying to get them to be the best as they can be, trying to get them that scholarship? That's what we want. Well, maybe they don't like football, maybe they don't like basketball, maybe they don't like baseball, but maybe they can fish. We live on Lake Murray. You're right here on Lake Murray. So think about it. Think about it. Anybody got anything else you want to say? Chris, where you at?
Did you run out of gas?
We did not run out of gas.
Cheese it.
We did not run out of gas or cheese it. We ran out of props. We did not run out of trolling motor. Just brought one. But that man right over there sits in the back a lot. He's just as much the credit for this as I am. So he pushes these boys just like I do and fishes with them and takes them out there and makes sure they do what they're supposed to be doing. And he's just as much credit as I am for this. So we're a team, all four of us, not the three of us. All four of us are a team. And it takes all of us doing our part. So sometimes one catches more fish than the other, but that don't matter. They both catch good fish. They both are good boys. And they're both good anglers. They know what they're doing. They know how to talk to the camera. The cameraman was in our boat. We'll let y'all know soon when that's going to air on the Pursuit channel. But they were in our boat, and he was just astonished on how the guys handled themselves. He didn't want to get out of our boat until the snake about bit me. That's another story. But he didn't want to get out of our boat. He wanted to stay in our boat. And then when we won, he really felt bad that he got out of our boat. So thank you once again. I know it's hot out here. I don't want to take up too much of your time. But I did want to make these guys feel as welcome as they could because it is a great achievement to be a world champion. Not a national champion, not a state champion. Those are great things as well. They're super things. But these guys are world champions. And now they can pick from 3 colleges or their own to go to school for bass fishing. So think about it. Bass fishing, it's a sport. Anybody want to say anything before I turn this thing over? All good?
I rub my hand for luck.
What's that?
Fix to go fish my tournament now. You touch mine?
We're going to probably go down and help weigh y'all in tonight.
Yeah,
So,
be glad to have you.
Yeah.
TBF, man.
Thank y'all once again. We love every one of you. Go Gilman America.